This interview courtesy of Raw Mike Richards and Saga 960 AM.
News Talk Saga 960 Raw, Mike Richards along with David Bastel on your Monday morning, which kind of looks normal until you get outside. Yesterday was a bit of a freak show as people somehow just realized the new normal just means normal. And so everybody kind of headed out and had a mass orgy on different streets like the Danforth. Social distancing, we don't need to hear about it. We really have to be careful about that stuff. And no one knows more about that than our frontline heroes, those that we depend on to literally save our lives on a daily basis when it's normal. But when it's like this, it's like the planet has been in their own hands. I mean, our survival depends on their ability literally to stay alive. I can't think of anything more important. Now, this morning, and I'm just really excited, and yet some also shocking news at the same time. We're going to talk to Tommy and Jake from Major League Socks. So you've seen Bab socks, you've seen all the different kinds of socks. Now they're doing the support where the hero socks from Major League Socks. So the one team we can all support, all proceeds go to the Canadian Red Cross. So the obvious title for these guys are the Sock Kings. These are the Sock Kings. And Jake, what did you say to me off air? What did you say?
This is the first time we've been coined the Sock Kings. We've been given a lot of names since we started, but we've never been anointed Sock Kings. So
that's outrageous.
Truly an honor.
And I said, where were the elections? But of course, when you're the king, you don't need elections. So how did you come to get into this industry in the beginning? Did you have some sort of marketing background, or how did this company come to be?
So I'd just like to make clear there was no marketing backgrounds really. This whole company started in a beer league hockey dressing room. We were playing. It was shortly after Babcock signed with the Leafs, and everyone was, joking around, chatting about Babs, and I made a joke about putting Mike Babcock's head on a sock and calling them Bab socks. I was just trying to get a few laughs, but Tommy, the wheels started turning, and he realized that, this was the only path to Sock Kingdom.
Well put. Tommy, is this true?
Yes. Yeah. Jake is a super creative guy, and we've had a million silly ideas. This might have been the silliest. And, I just thought Leaf fans would, eat this up. So, it was lightning in a bottle.
And they did, because the first day that I walked by, and I don't know what store it was, and I see Bab socks, and I see the, his face etched into the, stitched into the socks. I'm like, okay, someone's brilliant or someone's drunk. And it sounds like it might have been both.
Oh,
you got us pegged.
Now, have you guys been pals for a long time? Like, how did you guys, is it through hockey?
We grew up together, East End, sort of, Upper Beaches guys.
Yep.
And we've known each other since we were young, played hockey together when we were older. So it was just pretty amazing to do this with a lifelong buddy. And
by the way, I always love that description, the Upper Beaches. So I said to someone,
yeah, we got a little bit more gritty to it.
It's a little grittier. It's not that gritty, but it's a little grittier.
Now talk about your newest, project, because I think, you guys are bang on, for what you're doing, where it's going, how it came to be. So just explain about the Hero Socks, because this is fantastic.
Well, we have a license with the NHLPA and the NHL Alumni Association. So, typically we're celebrating hockey heroes, right? And I just think today, more than ever, we need to put a little shine on the frontline workers. And if we can raise money for a good cause, it's all we can do right now. It's the best we can do.
Yeah, everyone seems to be doing their bit, and we're a sock company, so we figured, this is what we can do.
And you guys have partnered up with the Canadian Red Cross, which is outstanding. So, so when people go to your site, and we should tell everybody, MajorLeagueSocks.com, and obviously you support the frontline workers with the Hero Socks. How does it exactly work? So you get the socks, and the proceeds go to the Red Cross. Is that how you guys have organized it?
Yeah, it's as simple as that. 100% of the proceeds from the program, 100%. Will go to support the Canadian Red Cross, and we're just hoping, people are outside banging pots and pans, doing all sorts of things to show their support. We just thought, this is another sort of fun, unique way for people to show that we're behind these healthcare workers.
Now, do either of you have any sort of family members or anyone that's associated with the industry itself?
Yeah, both of my parents are working right now. My dad works at St. Mike's. And my mom works at a health clinic in Liberty Village.
Wow. So that certainly brings things home. I mean, I think it was early on when I think it was from Spain. There was a doctor. Now, for any of us who've had to deal with any sort of medical issues at all, you understand just what the very special people, that we run into in the medical field, whether they be nurses or the physicians themselves, surgeons. But they also, because they're used to literally being under pressure of life and death on a daily basis, they're pretty cool-headed people. Like they're pretty savvy. You can't rock these people very often. And Tom, growing up with parents that haven't, that they're almost unshakable, unflappable at times. When I saw a physician bawling his eyes out in Spain, I was crushed. I couldn't even watch it. Like, he pulled off that mask, and of course there's the big lines, and he'd been in there for, 17 hours. And in Spanish, he was basically saying, you don't know what's coming. You don't understand what we're dealing with, and it's coming your way, and you're not doing anything about it. And he just couldn't fathom having to go back in there where they were running out of respirators and all the stuff that was happening at the time. That, to me, watching a physician cry on camera, that was the scariest thing I think I've seen, one of the many scary things I saw.
Yeah, I think these people are just under an even different kind of pressure, the way you said it, right now. And like you said, especially for people who are used to this. So I think, hopefully they can all take heart from how much, rest of Canada appreciates and adores what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this promotion has been going on for a bit. What's the response been so far? Because when I saw it, I don't know you guys. But I felt the need to connect with you guys to make sure more people know about this. And I hope to God more people are starting to do that as well and see this as, just an outstanding, endeavor by the two of you. What has been the general response so far?
Yeah, we've, from whether it's our sort of fans and customers or just people in the media, people who have reach and a positive influence out there on the hockey community in general, it's been awesome. So many people have reached out to us, actually too many to thank, and helped amplify our, message and what we're doing here, which is, just really appreciated because we're still a small business, and without that extra amplification, it's not going to be able to reach, I think, the amount of people we'd hope to. So a lot of people down the list to thank for making this as big of a program as it's become.
Well, certainly, today, we'll be putting normally we're on Twitch. Normally this would be something that's, recorded and obviously it would go out. We're not able to do that currently. So, normally I would be putting our actual conversation out there. I'm not able to do that today, but what we will do is certainly talk about it. We will have our segment of our show out there, but I'll make sure that I retweet on my Twitter account where they can get the socks, how they can do it, a little more information, tag you guys into it so people can actually not only order, but see, everything else that your company does. I mean, that's the one thing about this time of this plague that has hit our country, our planet, is that there are small businesses that still need to function. I mean, that's the one thing that scares me the most, where you hear people saying, well, if we're out for another 2 months, we're out forever. And that to me is horrifying. So I think we really need at the same time to also support small businesses like yourselves, and get the word out there on a consistent basis. I mean, I just think it's what you do to pay it forward a little bit. And this certainly pays tenfold because of the people that, you will be helping. And again, to throw out the website just to support also the Canadian Red Cross. I mean, You can't do better than that. This is a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Had one question for you guys here. This is, I'm looking through the site and I noticed that you have NHL alumni. And you may recognize my all-time favorite player behind me, Dale Hawerchuk. You actually have Dale Howard. I had no idea you had Dale Hawerchuk. So, is that your best seller? Is that what you guys are about to tell me? That the Dale Hawerchuk socks are the best seller by far? Is that what you're about to say?
I'd love to tell you we got a Dale Hawerchuk pair we can send you, but they're sold out.
I knew it.
No, we got a deep roster of both alumni and current guys. I think, we didn't want to just listen, Hawerchuk's a great player, but we didn't want to do just the biggest players. We wanted it to be a collectible experience. We haven't launched them yet, but we're just about to come out with the jersey that's to the right of Hawerchuk there as well, Iginla.
Very nice.
That'll be a good one too. So we'll have to get you a Hawerchuk pair though. Promise you that.
Well, then you guys are going to have to be regulars on the show.
We can move a few Hawerchuk pairs to you for that. Yeah.
So does Coach Babcock call up occasionally and say, "So guys, I was just wondering how the sales were going. I got a couple more socks. I think you could give her a little harder, and I think the sock could be a little longer because I think that's what we're looking for." Does he ever call up and tell you that?
Oh yeah. Honestly, Babs has been so good to us. He's the reason we're here today, and we can have an impact on the community. We really leveraged his celebrity to spread our message when we've done community work. We do a lot of fundraising in the GTHL as well, and every year teams compete through the sale of Babs socks to win a practice with Mike. And even after he parted ways with the Maple Leafs, he drove all the way up from Michigan to run this practice.
Wow.
Kept his word, and I don't know. I can't say enough good things about him, so I'm grateful.
We didn't ask his permission when we started this whole thing.
Oh, really?
No. And
wow.
I think there's about less than 1% of people in his position who would have said, you know what, I'm cool with it. These guys seem like good guys.
Yeah.
And luckily, he was one of them. And he gave us his full blessing and has been really good humored and funny with us about it since day one. Never asked for anything.
Yeah.
Always chipping in.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you something. You're good pros. You know how to get it done. You take it seriously. But I'd like you to make a list, if you don't mind, of people who don't buy it.
In the positive way.
Well, I got to tell you, both Tommy and Jake, we'd love to have you back on when things get back to normal.
Yes,
whatever that new normal is. We'd love to help out your company when we can, because I really like guys who, as I said, whether it comes from a dressing room after a beer league game, or you sit around, you plan, either way, it's what makes the country move is small business. And then when you take an angle like this and also understand that you want to pay it forward, that you want to do something that is positive. To me, I got all the time in the world for you guys. So I want to thank you for joining us here this morning. And who knows, maybe we'll have a beer in the upper beaches. One of the fine establishments up there. I'll put on a helmet and we'll have a beer.
Yeah, be careful.
I can think of a few spots.
All right. That's odd. Tommy, Jake, thanks so much for joining us here this morning.
Thank
it was fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
All the best.
That is Tommy and Jake once again from Major League Socks. I will make sure that the link that I put out today on Twitter is out there, so you can not only get the supporting the heroes, as they call it, but all the other products, because they got a ton.
It's an awesome website. It really is. MajorLeagueSocks.com. On the left there, you can kind of see all the collections with the NHLPA, the alumni mystery packs, the heroes promotion, which is just outstanding. When I saw that, Mike, I thought, man, I gotta get these on first thing Monday. And here we are today. And, I hope these guys sell out. You know what I mean? Because it's just such a great message, and this is what we need more stories of, and that's why I'm happy to link up with these guys.
I'll have to make sure I tag in the Iginla stuff and tag in the Flames and the stations out in Calgary, because I'm sure. Look, Iginla socks.
Oh yeah.
You don't think in Calgary everyone's going to want Iginla socks? Yeah. I think that would be a great thing. So we'll do that later today. So thanks so much to the guys.
There are so many ways to catch Raw Mike Richards. Find the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major audio platforms.